Okay, so we'll start our session. So just a recap of where we were yesterday. So we have started on the strategies related to Putaway. We just briefly discussed on storage controls yesterday, and we have also completed a topic called as expected good receipt. Okay, and now we are going to start Putaway strategies and configurations related to determining, storage type, section, bins for Putaway. Okay, so as I said, the very first thing that we will be determining yesterday will be storage type. Okay, so we're just going to see this configuration table which helps us to determine which storage type the stock should be placed into, and accordingly we will be making changes for our products to go into the respective storage types which are planned for them. Okay. So you can see that, let's say for example, we'll start with any product. Let me take one product, T-T600, that is supposed to be placed into 8003 storage type. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first take you to the relevant configuration. Will let you know all the influencing parameters. So we can see the configuration in the good receipt process since it is involved strategies. So mostly we'll be doing this, and this strategies and return this. Okay. So first we want to determine a storage type for Putaway. So we give a search sequence for Putaway, search sequence for storage type. So let's say for example why we need to give a sequence, because if suppose you are placing casings into 8003, if suppose 8003 is full, then where it should place, right? If there are no empty bins in 8003, then where should the system put this kind of casing? So basically we give a sequence, where we say that place it here. If not, then if you don't find any space, then go to the next storage type. So we give a sequence of storage type. That is why we call it as storage type search sequence. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to define one search sequence here. I'll say search sequence 8003. Okay. Putaway to storage type 8003. Save it. Okay. Then we define a storage type search sequence, and then in that sequence we'll assign what all storage types are there. So when the stock is trying to be placed into 8003 sequence, so what are the storage type it is going to search? It is going to search 8003 If it doesn't find space, then it should go into 8002. Let us take that as an example. So I'm going to say in my warehouse WH80, whenever a sequence of 8003 is searched, okay, then go into storage type 8003. See, you can give your sequence name anything, put away 1, put away 2, put away 3, and just giving the same name just to differentiate, yeah, that the primary storage type is 8003. So you can see sequence number 1, okay. Then I'm going to do say sequence number 2. If you don't find the relevant place to put stock in 8003, then go for 8002. So sequence is 8003. Okay. Then you can see sequence number 2 over here. Okay. So first we'll do 8003. So we have created a sequence, and this sequence we need to pass on, when we are basically trying to put away our product. Okay. Then we have a put away control indicator. Okay. So what is this put away control indicator? Put away control indicator is if we want our product to follow that particular sequence, we can determine sequence based on the product. So this is the product here. So the product, the warehouse view, the put away control indicator is blank. So what we can do is we can create an indicator. So what we are going to do is based on product, we are influencing based on product. We are trying to put away to 8003. So there should be some indicator in the product, so that we can say that this product 8003, that product 8004, and so on. So warehouse is WH80. Okay, put away control indicator I'm going to defining as 8003. We will say put away into storage type 8003. See the sequence I gave, 8003, not 8004, that can change, and depending on your company's requirement, you could have a series of, 5, 10 storage types. Okay. So then I'm going to maintain this indicator here as 8003, okay, for this particular product. So this put away control indicator is very important. This is going to direct our product into 8003. So now is the main table specify search sequence. Okay. So here what we are going to do is we are going to say where the warehouse is WH80. We got a put away control indicator, which is also called as PASI. Okay. So the put away control indicator is 8003. Okay. There are various other factors, and here we give us a sequence 8003. Okay. So these are the factors which you can see in this table. So one, if we open our delivery, most of these factors are coming from there.
Hey Rohan, did you create PASI 8003? Can you show that? Probably I missed it out.
PASI is nothing but put away control indicator that we just maintain in the product master.
So did you create that 8003 PASI? Is that what I'm asking?
Yeah. See, this is the one step before, we created put away control indicator.
Okay.
Put away control indicator is nothing but, it's also called as PASI.
And does it have any functionality here?
No.
It's
just indicator we maintain, and it's basically influencing the storage type in this table, and we created that indicator, and there is no other influence other than maintaining it in material master, and subsequently, you influencing the strategy. So these products, which are having this PASI, like 600, 8003, will follow this search sequence which we are going to maintain here. Okay, so this is basically product specific if you want to determine any search sequence. Product or group of product specific.
So basically, whenever there is a put away, it will come and search this table, and any associated PASI, it will go with the material, right?
Go
And
to
look
the
for,
search sequence.
okay.
So, I mean, these are the different parameters. You can decide which one you want to use. If you, I mean, mostly we go for product specific, movement. And as per our design, we are going product specific. Most of the time, this happens. People have dedicated areas based on products. So that is why parts you will see a lot of time. There are other factors as well. Let's say if the pass is same, we have something called as stock, stock type. Okay, so if it is a quality stock, okay, if it is a quality stock, then we can direct it into something else. Okay, one by one we are just now trying to explore. So it's a block stock, or if it is a quality stock, okay, we can direct it to some other search sequence, some other area of storage. Okay, so depending on stock type also, we can influence the search. Okay, then we can influence the search whether if it is a project stock or a sale order stock. Then we can influence the search based on party and rental dispose. So if you receive product for another plant, so which is also using the same warehouse, so we can control where this stock should be going. It should not go to 8003 or some other storage type we have designed. These two are the hazardous rating. So hazardous product. This is quantity class. This is to be used if you want let's say loose pieces to go into a particular storage type. A euro pallet should go into a particular storage type. A carton, if this PASI, the product with this PASI is coming in carton, it should go into a particular storage type. If a product having this particular let's say if it is coming in euro pallet, it should go into one storage type. Carton, it should go into another storage type. So you can control based on the pallets here, based on the packing specs basically using quantity class. So there is some strategies which we are going to cover later where we will use this quantity class. So most important one is, as I told you, is the product control Putaway control indicator of RC. The next indicator which is more important is the process type. Process type is like your movement type in MM. So you say, if this is the delivery, this is the product which is coming. Let me take a product. Okay, we don't have any open delivery. This is a great one. So you can see that this is the product, and then you have something called as process type. Okay, so you have a process type over here. So I can say 1010 wherever the process type, it should go here. So you can have a different process type. So this is process type for receipt from vendor. We will have a different process type when we receive a stock from production, like for the pump, there will be a different process type. So we'll say even though this product is a, or even though, okay, this product is, or let's say for example some semi-finished product. Okay, some semi-finished product you can make in-house, or you can get it from a vendor also. So if you're making in-house, then you can receive it from your production area. Okay, so from a production area you can receive it. The movement type will be different, and let's say sometimes it's subcontracted or receive it from another vendor. Okay, or subcontracted, or their submit list is given by a vendor. So in that case, the movement type will be different. Then you know it might go. You might want it to go into the same storage type, or you can design it to go into another storage type. Okay, so depending on the process, which process you are using, process type will control where your stock is to be moved. Okay, so you're just directing the stock which storage type it should look for. So in our case, we are just saying whenever it is for inbound, move it to 8003. Our product 8003 storage type is the one we are looking for. Okay. So I will save it.
Yeah, hi Ron.
Yes, please.
Where we have defined that process type.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. This process type is standard. Okay, and we have a table where we create and determine process types. So process type we'll get it here in process setting, warehouse task, define process type, and determine process type. These are the two you know main indicators, main transactions for process type. So mostly you will be using standard. If at all any change you want to make in a process type, will create your own process type. So for our warehouse, let's say we are still working on inbound, so we're just working on 1010. We can also work with a process type like 2010 for outbound. We are going to use 3010 for replenishment, and there are many other like process types. So 999, you might have seen me using 999 for internal movements. So this is the process type. Let's say we just talk about inbound. It's activities put away. In the other one, for stock removal internal, already the activities will be there. So this is the process category. So if we are using any process type, so if you are using any process type, which is if you are using any process type, which is relevant for put away process, these two indicators will be there. Ideal recommendation is if you are creating any new process type for put away, copy 1010. Okay. Then I can tell you that if in case this is GR zone 9010 storage type. Let's say you create instead of 9010 you want a 3010 over here. Okay, it should be a staging area, and your stock should be like in GR zone X something. So what you can do is you can change it here. So it will then always, when you do a receipt from the storage process type, it is going to go into this new staging area that you have defined here. So this is like whenever the process is following this process type, default it is whenever you do a GR using this process type, the stock is going to go and get increased into this. So now when we are doing GR, the stock is going and getting increased into GR zone. So how GR zone is determined? Now we know, it comes from here. Okay, the storage type where on GR the stock gets increased, staging area, it comes from here. So just if you get time, just reviews. There are many other like similarly we stock removal. Like we have GR zone, there is GI zone in the stock removal part. Okay. Then yeah, I was saying replenishment. I'll just show you it's a replenishment type. Okay, so these are standard indicators set for the storage types. So ideally, recommendation is when you are copying a copy, when you're creating your own, copy the most relevant process type and create your own. This is for internal. These are few important ones. Then our process type. If you see the process type again, if you see the determination indicator for process, sorry, if you see the determination of warehouse process type, it is influenced again on 4 parameters. Okay, so if you see here, this is INB storage type, INB, sorry, document type. So if you see a document, see this is a document which we created, manually, right? So in this the process type was P110 because the document type was INBS. So you can see INBS is being selected. So this is the one which I created using EGR, expected good receipt. So a different document type was determined for that. And the one for standard, you have INB. So you can see for INB it is 1010, and for INBS it is P110. Okay. So from here the process types are determined. Then there are many other influencing factors like document type is main, there is item type, there is delivery priority. So we are just going to see that this is item type here. The delivery priority, if you remember during our integration settings, we copied all
Rohan, can I put away without process types?
No. Process type, we will not have any delivery in EWM without process type. So if in case this table is missing, this determination table is missing, then your delivery will be coming up in red and you cannot do anything. It will be in log status. Okay, so now you can see it's a green. It will be in red status and it will be coming as log in case you don't have a process type. Okay, then let's go to some more interesting parameters. You have a delivery priority, so the delivery is an ECC which we are replicated in EWM. If you have some priority there, so we can say that if the priority is 1, go into Z11 process type. So based on priority we can direct the movement. Then like we had storage type determination indicator in the material master, we have process type determination indicator as well. So we can see over here, we have a process type determination indicator. So let's say if I say XX, what it will do, same like storage type determination, it is going to help me determine a process type. So here I'll maintain an entry XX, and then I can say if the product is XX, then go into so and so storage type. Okay. So this, and then you have this, we generally don't use this. This is for delivery for retail. You don't use this indicator. So accordingly, you can determine your warehouse process type. These two are very important configuration table: determination of process type and determination of storage type. So currently, this transaction, what we have done, I'll just give you a recap again. We created a search sequence 8003. Then we assign a storage types to that search sequence, like storage type 8003 should be first placed into. If the stock is not there in 8003, then go into 8002. Then we created an indicator 8003 so that we can influence the strategy based on our indicator 8003, and then we maintain this config. Remove all the unwanted ones. Keep some of the standard ones. So here you can see if the policies are not there, you can see some of the search sequence which are already maintained in standard. So if it is 1010, it is saying go into search sequence POTW. So POTW will have the SAP standard storage type 0010, 0020, and so on. So now we are saying that whenever PASI and process type is there, 8003, it should go into 8003 storage type. Then you might have seen in various places in EWM, whenever there is any table where there are multiple influencing factors, there is also one more transaction associated with that is optimizing the strategy. So optimizing the strategy means the sequence in which the system will search. So it will first search whenever you're creating a task. The system is going to search storage type. First it will search based on your putaway control indicator and process type. If it doesn't find, then it will search for based on your process type, putaway control indicator PASI. If it doesn't find, it is only going to search based on your process type. So you give here a sequence which system you want the system to go and search your storage type. Okay, so you can change this. I'll say the first priority should be all indicators are maintained. That consider that one as first, because why we need to give a search strategy, because let's say for example in our warehouse, when the task is created, even this can be used, because but let's say in WM or in SAP ECC, generally we go with more specific entries, which is more closer. Let's say 8003 and 1010. This is more closer to the exact search we are doing. But here we give the exact sequence. Kind of we are giving the exact logic how system should go. We are saying first go into this, then go into this. Okay, I'm just saying this is very basic thing. But let's say for example you have somewhere quantity class, you have storage, you have PASI and process type. Sometimes let's say we will have another indicator where we have PASI and quantity class, PASI and stock type, PASI and party enter or dispose. So which sequence should be followed? So we have to do that in the optimizing transaction. Okay. So if in case you maintain this table with some more influencing parameter, and if it doesn't work, then probably you need to revisit your strategy and see that you have optimized the strategy, you optimize the search sequence correctly. Okay. So similar thing you will also see in the outbound. Storage type search for outbound. You will have exactly same group of configuration. And that time we will be talking about not putaway but storage type for putaway, but determining storage type for picking. Then okay, let us go back to our transition. So we just saw process type being determined based on warehouse, stock type, item type, priority, product, stock type. So you have a process type, which is direct priority, then product, party enter, dispose, stock type, PASI, hazardous, ingredients, packing spec, quantity specification. All these parameters will help us search a storage type, which will have a sequence, and that sequence will tell us which are the storage types to be searched for. So our storage type search sequence is 8003. The first storage type to be searched is 8003. The second one to be searched is 8002. Okay. So we can
So what
quickly
is the
test.
condition, Rohan, what is the condition with respect to searching the storage type? On the storage type also, right, we need to maintain the condition whether it is full or partial full, then only you go to the next storage type. Where are you
See,
maintaining that?
yeah. So at storage type, we don't maintain any condition. Like the only condition which is to be used is if you don't find any bin, or if that storage type you don't find any bin for put away, or you can't put away in that particular bin and that particular storage type. So let's say, for example, in one storage type there are 1,000 bins, but for your kind of product, none of the bins are suitable. Okay.
Uh,
Let's say, for example, your product is, give me a minute. Let's say your product is, generally it comes on carton, so it goes into 8003. Okay. Now in 8003, you are saying you are only going to place cartons. Let's say tomorrow your product comes into a Euro pallet. So 8003, it does not satisfy the condition that there are, that it will store cartons. Then it will try to search the next storage type, that whether 8002 allows Euro pallets or not. If yes, then it will place into 8002. No, 8002. So basically, at storage type level, it will just go in sequence. So 8003, this is the first step we are doing, right? But after this, there are many more steps to look in the looks for section, then look for appropriate bin. So like as I said, we are going to see which pallet and which bin and many more things. So when that search fails, and if we cannot place our HU in that particular storage type, none of the bins are suitable or empty. So then it goes to the next one.
So
So
you're saying the hierarchy would be like storage type, and then it will go through all other configuration with respect to storage bin, sectioning and all that, and then it will go to the next storage type. And we cannot maintain any conditions. That what is my understanding correct?
correct. Yeah, you're correct. So see, what if you remember yesterday? I'll again try to create a delivery.
I'm
So
sorry,
when we
yesterday
create
I
a
couldn't
task,
attend.
okay.
Sorry that I'm holding up everyone.
So this is a product. I'll just quickly create a delivery. So when we test this particular product that we have maintained, that it goes into H003, and then I can explain you how, in which circumstances it will go for 8002. So this is the delivery that I created. Okay, let me do a good receipt. Let me go for task creation. So when I go for task creation, so yeah, that task has been automatically created, and you can see it is going into 8002. It's not going to 8003. So in the standard system, automatic task creation is set. So it goes and creates a task. I'll just simply cancel it. We'll try to create in foreground and see, why it went for 8002 and why it didn't went to H003 and how the search takes place. So basically, we have this HUs over here, and the process type is 1010. Okay. So when we go and create a task, oh my god, it's kind of to switch off the PPF for automatic task creation. So you can see that this is a PPF, this is a condition report which kind of creates task automatically. Okay, what I'll do is just I'll delete the condition report for this automatic task creation. Just give me a minute. I mean, we need to switch it off, because we need to test it that it works. Yeah, how the task creation, how it is searched. So there's 80, you don't see anything much 80. Okay, and I think it's a mandatory somewhere configuration it has made it mandatory. Okay, let me go for any old delivery which we have not yet done the put away. Let's say this one. So let's say whenever we try to create a task, our aim here is to identify what is the bin, what is the this is the storage type, right? What is the storage type, which section should go, and then which bin it should go. So basically, whenever you create a task, if you say create task, here I'm trying to manually create a task, then we first find out a storage type. Let's say it will find out H003. Then it is going to find out what is the section for it. And then it is going to find out what is the relevant bin. So let's say H03 it finds a section, but it couldn't find a bin. Okay, so if it doesn't find a bin, so bin search will happen. So there are some criteria which you look into after section search or bin search takes place. If there are no bins identified, either bins are not empty or bins are not capable of that handling in it, or that bin types. I mean, there are X number of searches when we go for bin. If that doesn't get satisfied, then it goes to 8002. Okay, so basically this process type is P110. So I'll just change the config and we can see how the task creation takes place. So 8003 P110. Then I'm going to again give the search sequence of P003, and then I'm just going to go back, refresh it, and try to create a task again manually. say create. So you can see that it's going into 8002. So we can quickly analyze, why it is going to 8002 by going to the log. So the log is very important over here. You can always check how your stock is being moved. So you can see that system has determined search sequence 8003. Okay. Then in 8003, it is first trying to um, go into 8003, where it is saying that um, destination storage section check is not active in storage type 002, but HU type check is not active in 8003. This is the reason. Then that is why it has gone for 8002. So basically it couldn't find a bin, and it was trying to check the handling unit type that it can store. So it couldn't find a relevant storage bin. Then it went to the next one, it type 2, where it then again look for section and then bin. So what is this SU type check? We'll look into the bin search, but yeah, what you can see is it went through determination, then it also checks the capacity. We'll also look into the capacity part, how the capacities are checked, and then there are queues coming in, and if it is labor related, then you have other fields also coming over here. Okay, so this is the way your bin search will take place. So we have just done first bit where we are determining the storage type, and let us now go to the second bit where we determine the section. Okay, so storage section search, this is a storage section. So storage section search is optional. Okay, so let's go to our definition of storage type first, and we'll see where the storage section search is active. So you can determine whether you want to go for a section search or you don't want to go for section search. So in our case, we have copied some standard strategies. So we'll quickly see in which storage type section search is activated. So you can activate storage section search. So here, in this, we are saying whether handling units are required or not. Okay, it's optional, mandatory, or not allowed. So let's say for, I think, storage type, we have designed 8005 for the bolts and nuts. So for 8005, we'll say handling unit we don't need. Okay, so if you have not created stock, we keep it as Y. Okay, we don't need handling unit in 8005. Then I think there is some stock in 8005. Anyways, we try to make it empty and then change it. So coming back to section search, so this is an important indicator. All other places we will keep handling units, but 8005 I'll have to remove the stock, make it empty, and then I'll say mark it as Y. We'll do it later. So we have a storage section search somewhere activated. Yeah, here. So if it is blank, that means no storage section search. Okay, so 8001, there is no section search. 8002, there is no section search. 8003, we are saying that there is a section search. So what we are doing is 8003, we are saying is X storage section determination and check. So whenever you are placing your stock, system should always check the storage section and should look for determining a storage section at the time of put away. So it's activated in 8003. So it's not there for 4, 5, and 6. So we'll make the storage section search. So what we have to do is, it's same like storage type but a bit more simple. It's basically, you can, like a storage type control indicator, we can maintain a storage section control indicator in the product master. So this product 3-600, here it is. So here you can see for 3-600 we have a storage section indicator. So there we can, put away into whatever kind of section we want. So let's say for our warehouse, we see all kind of indicators which we are not relevant to us. I'll simply remove them. We create our own indicators saying that in WH80 we have storage section indicator as 1. Okay, so put away into section 1. So let's say we divide this storage section into two sections, 1 and 2. Okay, so the reason for dividing could be, we have different kinds of bin here in section 1 and different kinds of bin in section 2. That we'll decide later, but let's say for example at this point that we have two sections, 1 and 2. Okay, so we can also say, say that if it is product, T-600, it should go into section 1. If it is T-500, it should go into section 2. Okay, so it all depends on, how the flow is required by business. Yeah, section 2 put away into section 2. Okay, then this product, let's say T-600, we are going into section 1. So I can put here, yeah, storage type and section. So let's say in this casing should go into section 1. Okay, basket we are putting in section 1, and hollow shaft we can put in 2, and double drive and casings. Okay, casings are in section 1. So I put only hollow shafts in 2, casings. So most of the all casings are in 1, and only shafts are in section 2. So then, so what the product we are using now is, it's a casing. So it should go in section 1. So I'll say 1. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is maintain section search sequence. So what I'm going to do is warehouse WH80. Storage type is 8003. Okay, if the indicator is 1, go to section 1. Okay, same way we say, like the indicator is 2, so you can see the go to section 2. It's like, okay, I need to create a section 2 and storage type is 003. Okay. So you can see that storage section search sequence is very, it's just depend on your section indicator. That's it. There is an hazardous product rating. So section indicator is the main field based on which we, determine. Yeah, see, 003. Put a section. Put away into section 2. Okay, so here we go. So that's done. I think we need to quickly make a strategy accordingly. Okay, so that's done now, and we can now make sure that it's going into section 1 for 8003. So then now we should go into next phase where we see how the bins are determined. Okay, so what I'm going to do is offline I'm going to maintain all this indicators in the relevant product like I've done it for this product. Okay, we don't need section indicators for this. Okay, so when we test integrated inbound with a lot of different products, group of products, so I'll keep this the products ready. So now you can see I just try to create a task. It is going to storage type 3 section 1. Previously it was not going into 3 because I think the section search was failing. So now you can see that it's going correctly into 8003. Storage type search sequence found and section found. So section found, and then it was able to find bin in that section, satisfying the particular criteria. So we are going to 8003 1 based on a strategy. So bin, how it found out, there are so many bins here. So our next aim is to find out, out of this list of bins, why only this bin got selected. Okay, so there are 500 bins. So why only this bin got selected? So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll go into the elements which determine the bin. So based on our handling unit type, we are going to now control which kind of pallets are stored where. Okay, and which kind of pallets are stored where, and what is bin type, what is HU type. We know HU type. Now we have created HU type. We'll also talk about bin type, and then we'll see what are the strategies, how the system goes and looks for bins. So let's say if the product comes in a Euro pallet, so there are 100 bins which are satisfying the criteria. If the product comes in carton pallet, there are 500 bins. So now we know that these are the 100 bins for Euro, 1000 for, sorry, 500 for carton. Then in that list of 100, which one should be selected? Or in that list of 500, which one should be selected? So basically we have certain strategies for that. So one such strategy is manual, that you can quickly go and maintain it over here. While you're creating tasks, you can quickly in the drop down maintain whatever bin you want to place it into. Then some of this basic ones are like empty bin. Okay, so whichever is empty and based on the numbering, whichever comes first. Let's say you have bin 11A, 112B, 12A, 13A, 14A, 21A, then 1B, then 12B. So it goes in the sequence, like this. So you can define, what sequence. I mean, empty bin, next empty bin, it just simply goes in the sequence and goes and takes that particular bin for away. So we have lot many other strategies like bulk pallet, for addition to stock, general storage, fixed bin, near fixed bin. So we'll try to understand those strategies. So basically, when we are trying to do a put away bin search, I'm showing we are just seeing how the storage type and section are searched. Then we are going to tomorrow see how out of those after section out of that list of 500 bins, now how system is going to reduce that list based on whether. So we are going to basically if this is the HU. Okay, so we are going to say in section 1, if our product is coming into its product is coming into, okay, in this case there is no HU, but let's see, if the product is coming into cartons, then it should go into a particular storage, particular kind of bins. So in this also, if we just in section 1, we will kind of zoom it and we'll define some racking in section 1, how the racking would be, and we'll say that section 1, these kind of rackings are for cartons, some corner rackings are for Euro pallets. So when the product comes in cartons, it will go into this area, comes in Euro pallets, it will go into this area, this type of bins. So we'll further drill down in the storage type, and we'll do a bin determination, how the bin type is searched, and then finally, out of the shortlisted bins, the next strategy is will work, and they try to find out the appropriate bin for us. Okay, so this is all to determine bin. So so once the bin is determined, task is created, then we confirm the task, and the bins, as we saw, it is based on the characteristics of the product. So you know let's say what we have said is in our storage type that all the bulky products we are putting in 8003 because it's a big huge storage type. So casings and drives which occupy a lot of space, you are pushing them into 8003. So depending on your company's product, if they require a cold storage for a particular kind of product, so you can make that particular indicator and pass it into a storage type which is used for storing, which has a temperature maintained for cold storage, specifically required in food industry, where kind of a refrigerator works, cold storage facilities. So, depending on the product nature, the nature of a storage type, so, how many bins you have, if the bins are full, how the bins can accumulate the product, accordingly you go and search, you will determine which storage type you should go and search. Okay. So, I think we'll stop here today. Tomorrow, again, we'll continue. We'll see how the handling units are being considered, and how the bins, how the handling unit types are considered, and how the bin types are considered. So what kind of handling units we are placing, into what kind of bins we are putting it into. So how control and how mapping we can do using kind of handling units or different kinds of bins we have. And then we look into the standard strategies which SAP has provided to us. Okay. So we'll stop here today. Any questions? Anybody would like to discuss?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Good, yes, Rohan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So we'll catch up tomorrow then. Bye.